Welcome to our latest explainer. Today we're embarking on a pretty fascinating safari straight through the biological world. I mean, just think about the sheer variety of life on Earth for a second. We're talking everything from the microscopic bacteria on your skin to towering redwood trees, and literally millions of species in between. So how is life itself organized? Well, we're going to decode the ultimate biological filing system.
We'll be using the foundational text of Class 11 Biology as our field guide today. It does a fantastic job of laying out exactly how scientists categorize the millions of organisms we share this planet with, and we're drawing directly from its core principles to navigate the tree of life.
Because with billions of years of evolution producing just endless variety, we really have to ask ourselves, how do scientists make sense of all this chaotic diversity without just completely losing their minds? Imagine trying to organize a library with millions of books, but the books are constantly mutating, reproducing, and evolving. You need a rock-solid system. You absolutely need taxonomy.
So here's our agenda for the safari. 1. The quest to organize life. 2. The five-kingdom system. 3. Monera, the bacterial foundation. 4. Protista and fungi. And 5. Outlaws, viruses and lichens.
Starting right off with Section 1, the quest to organize life, or what is essentially the ultimate biological filing system. To build a system that rigorous, scientists rely on some very specific classification criteria. They're looking deeply at cell structure, body organization, their mode of nutrition, how they reproduce, and their phylogenetic relationships. Basically, they're mapping out the true evolutionary family tree, rather than just sorting things by what they look like on the outside.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 2, the five-kingdom system, R.H. Whitaker's masterpiece. Before Whitaker introduced this gold standard in 1969, classification was a bit messy, but his system elegantly lays out the fundamental rules of life across 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. By comparing cell types, cell walls, and nutrition, a perfectly logical structure just emerges from the chaos.
Let's look at the base of that structure in Section 3, Monera, the bacterial foundation.
This kingdom is entirely composed of bacteria. They are the sole members. And while they have a very simple, prokaryotic cell structure, meaning no defined nucleus, do not let that fool you. They are the most abundant microorganisms on Earth, capable of surviving in the most extreme habitats imaginable. In fact, millions of them are thriving inside you right now.
Moving right along to Section 4, Protista and fungi are eukaryotes and decomposers.
Now this right here is a massive evolutionary jump. Unlike the simple prokaryotes in Monera, organisms in Protista are eukaryotes. This means they have a well-defined nucleus, which acts like a biological vault protecting their DNA, along with membrane-bound organelles. It's that structural upgrade that served as the critical bridge for higher life forms to develop. While protists are primarily aquatic, single-celled eukaryotes, they are incredibly diverse. They form a vital link connecting back to plants, animals, and fungi, and they exhibit widely varied modes of nutrition. Some photosynthesize, some hunt. They really cover all the bases.
Then you have fungi, which are basically the Earth's great recyclers. These are totally unique, heterotrophic organisms, but instead of eating their food, they absorb nutrients by breaking down and decomposing organic matter. Without them, our forests would literally be buried under mountains of dead leaves and wood.
And that brings us to Section 5, and honestly, my favorite part of the safari: outlaws, viruses, and lichens.
To understand these biological rebels, we first need to define the word acellular. These are entities that completely lack a cellular structure, no nucleus, no organelles. And because they lack that basic machinery, they actually aren't considered truly living organisms on their own.
I am, of course, talking about viruses. Because they are acellular, they don't even get a spot in the 5-kingdom classification. Outside a host cell, they are completely inert and lifeless. But the second they get inside, they hijack the host's machinery to replicate. They act as the ultimate biological boundary dwellers.
And it gets even weirder. A virus has genetic material protected by a distinct protein coat. But viroids, they are even smaller. A viroid consists only of free RNA without any protein coat whatsoever, just a tiny loop of infectious RNA causing absolute biological chaos.
Finally, we have lichens. These guys break the rules in a totally different way. A lichen isn't just one organism, it is a mutually beneficial partnership between algae, which provides the food, and fungi, which provides the shelter and handles nutrient absorption. It's the ultimate biological team-up.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought about our acellular outlaws. If viruses aren't considered truly alive, how is it that they hold the power to completely dictate the fate of the living world? It really just goes to show that in biology, the exceptions are very often as powerful as the rules. Keep questioning the world around you, and thanks for joining me today.